Can you hear me? I think so. Thank you very much for telling me, Kira. I think it works now. I had some trouble deconnecting stuff, and it seems like the microphone for some reason defaulted back to default, and this is not the default microphone because there's no default microphone. I don't know why, but it should work now. So let me repeat. Hello and welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for dropping by. If you're watching live or if you're watching the recorded version, thank you very much for being here and spending your time with me. So hello Rayan, I'm not sure if you're still there. You were very early on, I think. Thank you very much for dropping by anyway. And Adab, Anna, welcome. Thank you very much for being here. And Kira, of course, thank you very much, and thank you for telling me that the microphone was off. So that's a good start, isn't it? What do we have here? That works. That also doesn't work. Does it work? Did it do something? Everything is broken here. Unbelievable. I know why. Because it's not broken. We have to switch here for this to work. But we also have to change the template of our model. So we are drawing today Drusilla. Drusilla and Spike have arrived in Sunnydale. Isn't that a reason to celebrate? Where is the picture? Here it is. As you can see, I have taken a picture with Spike in it, and I will probably not draw Spike today, but I will draw Drusilla, and the next time when Spike should be elected, and I guess he will at some point in time, this will become completed to the Spike and Drusilla picture. Or I'm just much too fast and I will also draw Spike today. But we will see. So, it's still the annoying one. Exactly. So, now it's not. Now it is Drusilla. And I guess we can start. So, how are you guys today? How is life treating you, Kira? It's a good thing on the left side again. It's a good thing that is hidden underneath all those thingies here, the UI, the picture and the camera and so on, because it's smudged again. I don't know how I get this gray stuff always so messy. But Dru and Spike, it is a little bit messy with them, so it kind of fits. I'll say it is on purpose. Let me start recording and then we can start drawing. We'll probably put it a little bit to the side from time to time because Spike is not that important today. Where is my smudging protection? Here we have a smudging protection. And then we can start. Still working. That is not a good thing. Yeah, it's a pseudo cute picture, isn't it? I was looking for a picture. I had a very good quality picture of both of them. That would have been perfect. But Dru does not really look like Dru. She looks like a normal person, and that's not really Dru. So I opted for this one, and I hope it will work out because this is again very, very smooth. If you know what I mean. The skin is extremely smooth and I'm not sure this I tried to have this differently. I tried to have the reference picture on the left side because that monitor is closer, but it actually is more difficult for me to see it that way. So I think it's better to draw like this. Yeah, it's too close, I think, when I have it on that side. So yes, so the two episodes we are talking about is the first one is School Heart and the second one is Inka Mummy Girl, and it's funnily the first time that I have not to look up the names of the episodes, because those are two pretty iconic episodes. Inca Mummy Girl not as much as School Heart, but School Heart is the first appearance of Dru and Spike, so very iconic. She should work in advertisement for skin products, not just with a vamp face on. Probably. I'm not sure if it's not at least in part the softness filter that they put on it. But who knows? So as always, we jump in with the eyes. I'm not sure if I have them correct. We will see. So we have, of course, also a lot of makeup for Dru around the eyes. Which we also have to put on. I don't find the right words right now. As always, I am not a native speaker. So I think I will first put on a little bit of that makeup so that I am more sure about the eyes shape, because I'm not right now. So School Heart, we have the episode with the appearance of Dru and Spike and the vanishing of the Anointed One. At the very end though, so we have how is it called? Parent-teacher conference. That's the English word, right? The English term. We have the parent-teacher conference on Sunnydale High, which is not ideal for Buffy because she is missing a lot of school because of her part-time job of being a slayer and everything. So she is forced actually by Snyder, together with another student, to organize the parent-teacher conference. And because of that, and also he is informing Buffy that his review of her school time in school will not be very. I have to talk around a little bit because I do not really find the right words. I'm sorry for that. I'm rambling anyway because I'm also drawing at the same time. So he tells her he will not give a very favorable review of how she does in school to her mother, although she is organizing that school parent-teacher conference. And that's why she tries to steer her mother away from Principal Snyder the whole time while she is there. Although and at the same time, something others that is important for the vampires, there is a vampire holiday. I don't remember the name right now. St. Vicious, I don't know, something like that. And they plan to kill Buffy there. But Spike is, as always, a little bit... he doesn't have the patience. He is impatient and wants to enter already at that night. So, after Buffy's mother talks to Principal Snyder and her mother is really not amused by what he has told her, the vampires storm. Luckily, in that case, the vampires storm the school and Buffy defends them. So this is the first time that Buffy's mother really sees her daughter in action. She still does not know that she is the Slayer, but she sees her in action and instantly forgives her that she is not the very best of students, which is a nice thing of her to do. I won't talk too much about the concrete. I won't give you... This is not a audiobook, so I won't give you the complete plot. But this is the first time that Dru and our friend Spike appear, which is very important. Very important characters. So, very important episode. Then we have the Inca Mummy Girl, which is quite a sad episode, actually. It is the first time that a monster of the week is a very sympathetic monster of the week. We have Ampata. How the title says, a mummy girl that awakens in the Sunnydale archaeological showing in the museum in Sunnydale, and she gets a student in her hands, and that makes her rise again. Hello, Liana, welcome. Sorry about the late. Yes. The late is okay. Welcome and thank you very much for coming. How are you tonight? I'm kind of filling the void with a retelling of the episodes we are talking about today. But I know that you are also a big fan of both episodes. So perhaps we can discuss them. Kira, Liana, which of the both episodes are your favorite one? And we will go from there, I would say. So we do not have that much detail in the picture and in her face. So we have to make with what we have, and so we have to really nail what we have so that it works as a whole. And I still don't, it's probably we have to get darker. I don't know how dark I will draw the face yet. Probably I will lighten it all up a little bit. They are vampires. I can draw them a little bit whiter in the face. But we will start with dark and see from there how we should accentuate the light parts. But I have an idea already, so we will go slow. That's hard. You like them both. Yeah, I believe that, but I'm still surprised that Inca Mummy Girl is on the same level for you as Cool Heart, especially since you are you like Spike and Dru so much, but still put it on the same step as Ampata. Gurg. Tell me why you like the Inca Mummy Girl so much. I think I know, but this is about conversation, isn't it? So let me try to draw the second eye in the meantime. So it is all a little bit smaller because, as you perhaps have noticed, I have both on here, Spike and Drusilla. And we'll probably, I say probably because who knows how fast I am today, we will probably just draw Drusilla today. And when it's Spike's turn, I will draw him into this picture, so we get a pair picture in the end. That is the idea. That is how I hope it turns out. I'm just guessing that at some point Spike will be voted for, and I will be drawing Spike on the live stream. So, for everybody who is perhaps confused why I say that, this is the Buffy Club stream. That means we have a Buffy Club on my Discord. You find the link to the Discord on any time-lapse video, not the live stream, but you can go head over to any of my other time-lapse videos, and you will find in the description the link to my Discord, and you are very welcome there. And you can join the Buffy Club, where we discuss Buffy and Angel for that matter, and we talk about the episodes, or there's not that much conversation yet about the episodes, but we vote there for our personal MVPs, most valuable players of the episodes, and then we vote who will be the one and only model for the live stream. So if you want to be part of that and also to vote, head over to the Discord. As I said, you are very welcome. There are only friendly and nice people there. Because of Oz. Okay, but it's still more of a side story with Oz. But it is important, that's true. So we are talking once again, and that is something that the series does exceptionally well. Once again, we are talking about a Monster of the Week episode which has still very important parts for the overall character development, and you cannot just jump over them. In contrast, for example, I have been drawing Dean from Supernatural in last week. I released the timeless video, if you're interested in that, on this Thursday, so yesterday. So go check that out after the live stream. But in that series, you do not really have, of course, you have episodes in which characters die or something. There are always exceptions, and that is obviously important for the overall story arc and the character development. But most of the Monster of the Week episodes you could just skip, and you would not miss anything, or at least not really important stuff that you can't live with in the overall story. Not so much with Buffy, because, for example, here you have Oz that is appearing for the first time, right? Is it the first time with Oz? And he sees for the first time Willow and is completely blown away by her. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Liana likes that episode so much. If I have interpreted that correctly. And episode-wise, the first one is better. Just "who is that girl" is one of my favorite quotes. That Eskimo costume, that is one of the next episodes. I think it is the... We are now talking about third and fourth, so the fifth, I think. That is the Eskimo costume. Oder nicht? Or not? I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we have two eyes, and I think the size-wise they are good. I have not drawn in the makeup of the right one yet, so it looks a little bit smaller. Let's put on the makeup to see if I've done it right. So I really like by this time this pencil eraser. I really use it a lot, and I should actually sharpen it a little bit. But it really gives me a lot of control. I also love so those are the two erasers from my perspective, you should have a one that is like a pencil and one that is nettable. I think then you are ready to master every situation. I think I'm not sure if I am drawing the makeup far enough. from time to time I am a bit quiet because of drawing. I hope you forgive me that. Is that English? I hope. And you don't really see, because of the quality, her eyelashes, but Dru has very heavy and long eyelashes, so I have to draw something in there to at least insinuate them. To give an idea, even if it is a lie. The lashes are a lie. So those are some truly beautiful eyes. Hers. She has very beautiful eyes, that is true. Let us see. I hope I can make them. I can do them justice. Let us put in the light reflections, which are always extremely important, which give automatically a lot of life. You think? That's nice. Hey, wee Bob, how are you? Thank you very much for dropping by. You have been lurking. How is the audio ducking coming along? Did it work? Oh, thank you, Kira. That's too kind of you. So, and I think they are somewhat fitting. They might not be perfect yet, but I think they're close enough that we can continue for now. Move on. And I will be working on the theory that most of the face will be gray as the background, and that some of the lighter parts will be lightened with white. Not the strong white. I have this a little bit less flashy white. Oh, that should give us a little bit of highlighting without overdoing it. This pencil gives me a lot of control over the white. The other one that I'm using, the pastel one, it is very powdery, so it goes extremely white very fast. It's really good for eyes, and the teeth I will draw with them, which are very, very white. It looks so good. But for the highlights, where I need to blend a little bit more and be a little bit more careful, a regular white color pencil is better. Although I love the other one, the white, the pastel white. That is just so good. Everybody lurks. Why do I always feel compelled when Liana quotes a song to sing that? Not sure if that is a good thing. So how's the audio ducking, Bob? Did it work? Have you found a way? So normally I wait a little bit with the eyebrows, but in this case I feel compelled, also because I feel they cannot be that difficult. They are quite monotone. And also because they are kind of important to the following sentence, probably completely wrong. Delineate the... I'm rambling. I needed to divide the light parts and highlight parts around the eyes, so I think that says what I mean. In English, that should be okay. So payback for never laughing about my jokes. You see, I'm laughing. You are lying. No, I haven't found a way to do it, as I have an older version of Premiere. I'm thinking about changing to DaVinci Resolve. Do you use the paid version of that software? No, and you do not need at all. So you really only need... There is at least one feature of the paid version that I would like to have, but you have you have everything that you need in the non-paid version. You only need the paid version for certain filters. I don't know how much you are a bit more wild with editing than I am, so it might constrict you in certain cases. And there is just more stuff that I by now, that has not in the last half year, that I have been more than a half year, I've been using it almost a year now, I think, or pretty much exactly 1 year. And only recently, only this year, I think, I have started to notice some things that are limiting what I can do, that I really would like to have. But I'm doing it. I'm doing everything with a non-paid version, and I would not feel bad at this point to change to the paid version, because I have used it so much and it's such a good software, and I feel like they deserve a little payment. I think they do it like this, so a very strong non-paid version, because they more are specialized in the hardware department, and the software is more of an add-on, and they want people to use the software and then be compelled to also have to use, or ideally use, their hardware. I guess that is the business model. That's why the software is so powerful, but free. But it is really powerful. Dru is much more lovely on the bigger screen. Makes her all the more scary. We will see if I manage to get her a little bit scary. So this is too dark, but I nevertheless just drew it first. So that is why you should have a kneadable eraser. You can just lighten stuff. That was too dark in the first run. So the nose will be a bit difficult to get proportions and position and everything and size right. We will see how I manage, but first there we will have to draw in off on the right side also some parts for reference. We'll look into using it. I think as I don't really use that many features of Premiere Pro, also the paid version of it is not super expensive, to be fair. That's true. It really isn't compared to monthly renting of Adobe software. Yeah, I agree. I just heard edible eraser. Yeah, I always when I say kneadable eraser, I think also in the video where I have been talking a lot about the kneadable eraser, I wrote it on the screen because of exactly that, the edible eraser. It is so easy to misunderstand, and I don't want people to start eating the erasers. He said I can do it. I never said that, and you should not eat your erasers. I was scrolling through one of my subscription services and seen Buffy. The thought of you when I saw it was minimally tempted to watch an episode, but alas, I didn't. Well, you have to stay with it or not watch it at all. It's not a series that works very well in single episodes, especially if you would just jump in and select one out of all of them. Liana, as our resident Buffy expert, would there be an episode, a later episode, where you would say you can take it out of context, and if somebody wants to see one episode, this is the episode they should see to be converted to Buffyism? I'm sorry. There is a little bit of a cough going on. The thing that, for example, let me try to remember what was the feature that I was missing in Resolve. You have, I think movement over time was an issue. I wanted to move something in a smooth fashion, and you can do stuff like blending, like making stuff invisible, blending in and out. Of course, as a transition, also you can also move from left to right with the transition, but the there is a way to do certain stuff smooth over time with keyframes, but not everything. And moving a picture in a orderly fashion from side to side, I had to go to a transition, which is not really, which is complicated to use for that and not the right place. So there are a couple of features that are, but that is also not in the paid version. So there might be smaller stuff that you could be missing that you might have been using in Adobe Premiere, but probably the other way around too. There will probably be stuff in DaVinci Resolve that you have not had in Premiere. So, isn't it pronounced kneadable? I don't think. I don't know. Bob, you are English. Needable erasure. How is it pronounced? Tell us, enlighten us. Hush is a fantastic episode, but don't you think it's a bit heavy to watch without context? You don't need that much backstory. That is true. You just need to know, or you don't even need to know the characters that much. They show their character pretty good in that series, in that episode, without context. So it could work to a certain degree. But it's also a very special episode and not a normal episode. And my favorite episode of them all. So I would say it is my favorite of them all. The musical episode, I think it's the most well-known episode, actually. Probably a lot of people have seen that one and nothing else. There was a lot of advertisement and hype around that. But the songs have so many references to the characters and to insiders and to stuff from earlier episodes that I think it does not work as a standalone that good. You might just enjoy the music and stuff, but you miss a lot of the subcontext. Needable. As in, I would have said netting the dough, probably because I've never seen YouTube videos or something else that told me how to say it. So I would have said netting the dough. So I am wrong in that word. So it is kneading the dough. Okay, on my knees. So kneadable. So you never stop learning. Thank you very much, Bob and Liana, for pointing it out. So as I said, nose now will become a little bit difficult to nail. Because the skin is so smooth and there is not so much, there's no lines that I can work with. The position is very non-normal, so you see the sides of the nose in different ways. The same with our friend Spike on this side. So both are from the positioning of the cup, of the head. I might be tired. Didn't sleep well this night. Had kind of a cough. So much so that I did a corona quick test this morning, but I am corona free, it seems. Doesn't have no, for example, the tension between Buffy and Riley, but other than that, it's pretty well on its own. Yeah, probably. Ned in Scotland is a baseball cap wearing pain in the butt type of person who tends to be antisocial and they form in groups. So a little bit like a hooligan, a sports hooligan, but without the need to for sports. And tracksuit with a cap like yours. Sit a 45-degree angle facing the sky. So much higher. Okay. I like my cap. This is actually the shape of this cap is about the only cap style that fits my head. When I have other caps, it looks really funny, and I'm always wearing this because I don't have any other cap with this shape. And I don't find any. I've actually looked already for caps with this shape. So you don't even see that is something that annoys me. You don't even see the tip of the nose. Just there is a little bit of light here and dark here, but there is no line or hard transition from light to shadow. It is just smooth. And that to nail while translating into pencil is really not easy. So that annoys me a little bit. They would make good additions to the GTA game where I can take on my vengeance on them. Vengeance apparently is how it is spelled. The vengeance, that means you had trouble with these guys already. Really like a cap. Thank you very much. Just don't wear it at a 45-degree angle or may just never visit again. No, I won't. Don't worry. The reference is scarily horrific to draw with a no-nose, yes. I did not think about the no-nose at that point in time when I decided to draw it. It is also very light on details and very grenzwertig. What is grenzwertig in English? Nearly... It has, from the details and everything, it has just enough details that I say it could work out. I'm still not happy with my Lucifer I drew earlier this week in the live stream. And I think it is because of the original. The reference picture does not have any detail, and I did not manage to invent enough detail to make it look anywhere acceptable. We will see. I will have to work on it on the weekend. Oh, my monitor wants to deactivate. Lucky Ali, I know nothing about drawing. That's why you are in this stream, and I am telling you. I tell you, in a couple of months, you just can draw everything. You have seen how it goes. I have explained it to you. You can just take a pencil and draw along. As long as you listen to me. So I think I will actually work, I will go for This is not nearly anywhere acceptable, the nose, yet. I think this is too far left and needs to be more on the right. Or not. Give me a second. This is... I think it was actually pretty good. Just needs more context to work. I will start with the mouth now and work then my way up and hope that I manage to get the tip of the nose somewhat acceptable. So borderline. Borderline is good. The borderline is very good. Thank you very much. I'm levering drawing right now, just like a sim. Exactly. Exactly. Anywho, I'm going to leave this running and run away to do some of the usual family movie. Thank you very much for lurking, Bob, and for dropping by when you could. Thank you very much. Avengers, which one tonight? So back into the Avengers again. I did watch Deadpool 2 last night and nearly died laughing. It is a very... I don't know why. The first time when I was watching Deadpool 2, I did not really enjoyed it as much as the first one. But after rewatching, it is so full of jokes. It is really funny. I don't know why sometimes... or let me say it as a statement, not as much as a wondering question / statement. It is very interesting how your inner positioning, not the right word, but I hope you know what I mean, can influence your inner stance, your current inner stance, that works somehow, can influence how you perceive movies and how much you like a movie or not, especially with the comedy, of course. If you are not ready to laugh, a movie like Deadpool is probably really bad. So I have drawn some lines previously as preparation for the proportions, so I can get faster into the fun stuff for you. But with the mouth, I was a bit sparingly. I get the feeling. So here we have this hair that is running across her face. Now I want to go and have a 2-hour long shower. Also just like a sim. I think you mean attitude. Yeah, probably. Attitude works. For me, Deadpool 2 was funnier the second time because I didn't have to concentrate on the story, I think. Might be. It was much funnier for me too. It really is non-stop jokes. And very funny ones at that. And references to comics For example, the scene with the X-Men in the manor alone has you rolling on the floor. And Domino is also very cool. Firearmed. Congratulations, Kira. You're probably right. Well, the English language is missing some cool words, definitely. So they had to adopt, for example, German words with Schadenfreude or Angst. So we see teeth. That is always a bad thing. Teeth are always difficult. Also because you have to draw them pretty clean. And it's also difficult from the perspective side. Because they are further back in the mouth than the lip. And of course also the nose. And when the position is a little bit to the left, you have to draw the relationship between teeth, lip, and nose correct, or it looks directly like a monster. So this line cannot be here directly under the nose or something, because it is when you look frontal to the nose. It is far on completely another position. So I draw a tooth directly underneath because of the perspective. I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying, what I mean, but perspective wise it is really difficult sometimes. And as I always say, don't put too much detail into teeth, because they look just too, if you do, they look very fast, very strange and monster-like. And while Drusilla is a monster, we cannot make her look like a monster, you know? So we'll probably not do anything else to the teeth yet for now, but what I have done now. And I will probably even go back and reduce details more than add details. And of course her lips are a bit glossy. which we also have to consider with our white pencils. Favorite one is Zeitgeist, also a very good one, yeah. Your hand-eye coordination doesn't work like that. She's a very pretty monster, exactly. She even looks kind of pretty when she has her vamp face out, so. So, kinda. We have a first level of detail around the mouth. Now we can try to put the mouth higher, so the connection to the nose. She has a very crazy stare. And that comes especially from the eyes, but also a little bit from the mouth. She is smiling, not really smiling, but there is a slight, very slight smile that she has. I will see if I have managed to put that up here, but actually I'm not against. I'm not against it. I think it looks okay for now. It kind of works. I think I see her already a little bit in it. So who does not love her crazy? Evening Altec, hey, and welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for dropping by. How are you today? You did not vote. Didn't you have a favorite? Now I'm starting to call out people for not voting. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. So we are drawing Drusilla today, and probably in one of the not too far away streams, Spike on her side, so that we have both of them in one picture, because they kinda belong together in the second season. And I am kind of thinking about making a contest so somebody can win this, but I'm not sure if I can do that, especially with, yeah, I do not know legally, and also with I think that works actually. With posting costs, I might have to limit for countries. I don't know. Not too shabby. I think it works. Perhaps not perfect. The hair, I need definitely the hair, because there should be still mouth, but it is hidden by the hair, so it looks a little bit wrong perspective wise in the mouth, but the hair should fix that. So the rest looks, I think, pretty cool, pretty okay. Jolly good, thanks, perfect. You suggested Cordelia, but Dru is good. You suggested, but you did not vote for Cordelia, did you? Have I added Cordelia? Have I forgotten to add Cordelia so you couldn't vote for Cordelia? That would be... I have not added Cordelia. Have I missed that? Cordelia has been very active for the last 2. I have missed to put her in there, so I'm very, very sorry. I apologize. It is my fault and nobody else's. I'm sorry. Dru is good too. That's good. We will have chances for Cordelia. I am sure of it. I think one of the next is already The Wish, right? Or is that later? Isn't that very close to? I don't know. We will see. I don't have a list of episodes open right now. Mea culpa. So now we have to fill in, and in not too far future draw the sides of the face, the contours of the face. I think that is what I want to say. I also have a little bit of white here. Okay. And a little bit of light also here. Okay, I think we should go for her face shape thingy something. Season 3, okay, I am so unhappy. Okay, it will come up. I have a complete list of episodes in my brain. Yeah, I still, my brain is not capable of saving anything for an extended period of time. So, I think that's pretty good shape. And then we have the hair. It also has a shadow. Well, we have to be aware of. So this hair goes down here and probably more than one hair though. I would say a hair, but it looks a bit thick for one hair. And then we have the shadow, which gives us also information about the shape of her face, of course. Okay, I think it's not completely wrong. So I would vote for her in that episode too. I would think that I would vote for one of the new vamp that shows up there. But we will see. Still a little bit of time until then. So I think it comes together pretty well. Actually. It's very slight shading in certain parts. Very light shading, so I take really my hardest and lightest, therefore lightest pencil here with which I can draw very, very light grays. And then even put it a little bit. I don't like to use it that much because it looks very silvery on the gray paper. Hi Divesh, Divesh Toma, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for dropping by. How are you today? I hope you are well. We are drawing today Drusilla from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So we are watching Buffy on our Discord server. Everybody for himself, but still we're watching it. 2 episodes a week and then elect who should be drawn. And this week it is Drusilla. So I don't know if you know Buffy, but I hope you can agree with our choice. So you have to be a bit careful with the shading. As I said, I prefer to use this pencil, not the harder one, because it gets too silvery, very reflective, light reflective. So you have then different textures, and when you look from different sides, the light falls differently. It can completely, from certain perspectives, then under certain light, the picture could look just completely wrong because of it. So I try to avoid it. But with this, to draw that light grays is not too easy. So, but I think we are, because I leave space for a second phase. The first phase is already not that big. Still, I'm drawing much more detail in there than I sometimes do with others. I'm just right now getting the impression that this eye is a little bit too high. That something isn't wrong with the proportions of the eye. Both in conjunction. Not sure. The small one, I think it looks okay. In the small, you can see that often better in the small representation of your picture. And I'm just looking at it's not completely off at least. But I think it's a little bit too high. I think I will continue for now. I think I kinda want to draw Gal Gadot again. Wasn't so happy with the first version. I always was a little bit, or perhaps still are, a little bit less good in drawing women than men. But I think I've gotten a little better with women. So I think I would like to have a retry. So hair does have no details. Makes it really difficult. We have now 1.5 hours, so it is safe to say that we will not start with Spike in this stream. But we have still plenty time to improve on our Drusilla and get the first pass done. So the forehead, in contrast to the rest of the face, it gives you more information from the lighting perspective than most pictures, because of the position of or the angle of her head. There is very clear light and shadow on the forehead, which is normally very subtle and makes it difficult to draw a realistic forehead that doesn't look too flat. In general, I always have the issue to fight with too flat foreheads, because there's really very light differences in shading normally on the forehead, and because of the positioning and the light direction and everything, here you have actually very intense light and darkness differences. Very good English. But that also, on the flip side, that makes it very necessary that you draw that also very precise, like it is in the original, so that the angle fits, the angle of the forehead and everything fits the rest of the angle of the face, or it looks like, in the end, like a monster with a too large forehead or something. Right now, for example, it does not look good at all, so it would not be easy to get that fixed. Probably the biggest issue I have yet. I mean, the one eye is higher than the other, yes, but that isn't that big of a deal. It's really not that much too high, but the forehead perspective makes it really I think I have to lessen the impact a little bit. Differences. Yeah, I agree. Let's try to give this little shadow, the cheekbone, a little bit of love. Pizza time. Thank you very much, I'll take it. And enjoy the pizza. Is Friday always pizza time? We should also have pizza time more often. So there's this very I struggle with this line here because in the original it looks somehow not real in the original. It has to be. It is not drawn or computer animated or something, but it looks strange. And I think I would try to draw it a little bit different than it is in reality, because when it looks already fake in reality, there's not much I can do to make it look less fake in my interpretation. So I leave it a little bit less stark, I think. So I think it doesn't look bad. I think I'm on the right way. I'm not sure yet if it looks like Dru. But the hair might help, and then there are certain things I will have to sharpen that should help make it more Dru-like. Neck. Let's see if we draw in the neck. I think we were not shaded very much yet. I think the hair should be the first, well, not the first, but the next thing to do. Although I'm really not that sure how, because I do not see much detail. I'll probably invent a little bit of detail and make the rest pitch black. Not that easy. And there's not really any light reflection on the hair, so I can really draw it. So just here, of course, this little mini light reflection, but the rest is very monotone. Pizza is food of the gods. The Italian gods are the who is the food god in the Italian pantheon? I don't know. So let's try to give the hair a little bit. I do not even have to try with the harder one. The hair will be very dark. So I will go in directly with this pencil. So as always, you can try to get sections out of your hair, so you don't always have to consider the complete head of hair when you draw it. Makes it a bit easier. And also actually it makes it also easier with the perspective wise. As you can see, those lines here will be much more, these will be a bit straighter than here, and it helps when you have these little sections to make that correctly, so that you don't start, if you start at one point and just start there and try to get those directions right, it most of the time it fades. You start to bend them too late or too early. And if you do those sections, if you draw those sections, it helps you directly with that also. Here the two heads meet and the hair meets. This will be a little bit non-final until we will draw a Spike. Not sure if it will look good. Is the hair too high? Half of the head, more or less. No. Perhaps I have to. Looks a little bit like this. It looks like the headpiece of a pharaoh. We have to make it look like hair, so let's try. Enjoyable food, probable Dionysus. Don't we also have just a Bacchus, if it's about enjoyment? Dionysus is Greek, right? Bacchus wrote rather wine than food. How about, who is the god or goddess of hospitality in the Italian pantheon? I would say somebody like that should be food. So we won't go very dark for now. I would just give a little bit of direction for myself to make it more believable what I put then on top of it. For that I like to make it less dark, because I just need it as kind of a direction, as a help when I lay it on top. Greek and Roman gods are all the same anyway. That is true. The names are different, of course. I think so. I think Bacchus is Dionysus, yeah. Not 100% happy. Something is bothering me. Sorry. She looks a little bit like Cordelia, if you ask me. Vesta, Roman goddess of hearth, home and family. So I would think she's probably food related, as long as it's not party food. Ceres is for our Greek culture. Vesta is the Roman form of Hestia. Demeter is Greek too. You see, we learn and learn and learn. I could also draw somebody from the Percy Jackson movie, then we can spend a stream just talking about Percy Jackson. How about that? So now I need a lot of layers of hair, so I will just start layering. We will have a couple of layers of hair, and then we will have a very dark layer that will obscure a lot of our hair detail that we will draw right now. But that's how it works. And we really also do not have any light reflections. That makes it also very, very hard and unsatisfying to draw the hair, because normally you draw it just until the middle, for example, and then come from the top back to the middle, and then you have in the middle where they meet, you have kind of a highlight that makes it look interesting, and you don't have that here. Bit unsatisfactory. You have it a little bit here on the top, couple of highlights, but we will just draw them a little bit in with the white on the on the edge, and that's all the light we have. So we had a strong start, but now something is really bothering me and I'm not sure yet what. Might be that I have to sleep on it and then take a look at it again. If anybody of you has an idea what isn't correct, you are welcome to help me out. I don't have an issue with people telling me what they think could need a little bit of more attention. It's not done anyway. So backseat drawing is allowed in this channel. Camera shaking. Is the monitor again on for touching it? Yeah. Thank you. That is always very annoying for the time lapse when the camera is shaking. All of a sudden this became an education. Isn't it always educational? I always try to tell you about drawing, but you ignore that. This is always educational, I'm telling you. I'm doing my best to share knowledge here. You know? And you are just disregarding that. Annabeth was pretty. I was not the biggest fan of Annabeth in the movie. The issue, I had in general an issue with the movie representation because they were much too old and that destroys the whole prophecy stuff, and it would have made it, I do not know even why there was a second movie. By the third movie or more, they would have to go, would have had to go so far away from the book. So I was very unhappy about that. If you have never read the book, the first movie at least holds up pretty okay. It's a nice movie. Second is really bad. Might be the mouth. For me, it looks slimmer in the original pic. Might just be the light reflection that I should have to. And the upper lip is perhaps a bit too thick. That is true. But if that is all, I'm not sure. But I haven't even. I could shade more here. this is such a part where I always say you have to take sometimes a step back, because it could be that you even forgot to shade whole areas. This I have totally ignored till now to even shade. I'm not sure that I'm doing it right. No. That's because Leanne and I don't know a thing about drawing. I wouldn't know. I've never seen you draw, I think. And I liked her because of her eyes. She has very special eyes, doesn't she? Still, I think my eyes are that eye is too high. That is one of the things that is really throwing it off. Not sure. I think I need a break. Not sure at all. Yeah, that's always, most of the time, when it starts strong, that it. So also the mouth shape here needs to be a bit more smiley, a tad bit more smiley. So, but I think, as I said, I need a little bit of a break. I need to look at it with fresh eyes. That is probably as far as I will be coming today. So, when I look at the small one, it looks better actually. Perhaps the perspective. Perhaps I really just need a break and then it looks a tad better. Let me get to the... Oh, no. Okay. So the right eye, I think, is a little bit too high. I'm not sure if I do not really want to draw it completely new, so I will have to see if there are small things that I can do to create the illusion that it works better together. I think the nose is pretty good. So this part, it's really not easy with the nose being pretty much invisible in the original. No hard lines that define it. Light and shadow is pretty diffuse around here, so I think that works actually pretty good. Perhaps I have to improve the shape a bit more, because Drusilla's nose shape is also very distinct, as are most of her facial features. So that is something I have to look at, but the nose in general looks pretty good, I think. Contrast, light and shadow, I might have to increase that a little bit, but it will be difficult to do that before the Spike side is done. So probably will take still a while. Hair, of course, I'm not entirely sure and entirely happy with the size and everything. Of course, that has to be completely done yet. This is just a really very first layer of hair. The original doesn't really give a lot of detail. You cannot see any single hair strands but the one in the face and some here. The rest is just a mass of dark brown. So I have to improvise there a little bit. And yeah, so still some things to do. On the plus side, as I said, the nose is pretty okay, and I think the general expression is not too far off, which is a big plus because it is a very uncommon facial expression. So pretty interesting, and that works surprisingly okay. Yeah, those parts I think are pretty good. But if I manage to not screw the hair completely up, I think this can still become pretty cool. Especially if the Spike works out pretty okay, pretty good. He has more light shadow details in his face, so he might look better anyway. Of course, they have to match. Yeah, but thank you very much, Liana. Yeah, I think it's not as bad as I in between made it seem. Oh, the camera. Oh, it was just the camera took a break. I think it also stopped recording probably. Let me see. Which is not bad because yeah, it stopped recording. I hope it did not corrupt the video, but we will not continue drawing anyway, so that is fine. Yeah, that's all said and done. This was the stream for the Buffy Club. The Buffy Club is a club we have on our Discord that you are very free to join. You can join the Discord. The link is in any time-lapse video, not in the live stream video. I have still to find out how I can put it in there. There's a link tree in the time-lapse videos in the description. There you find all my social media accounts, including the Discord server. You're free to join. You can join there, the Buffy Club. We are watching everybody on his own time, 2 episodes per week. Next week we will be watching episode 5 and 6 of the season 2 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Then we will elect or nominate the standout characters of those 2 episodes, and then we will elect the one that I will be drawing next week on Friday. And I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Let me know in the comments, and thank you very much. Thank you very much for spending time with me. I hope I see you next time. Thank you to everybody who was here and active in chat and making it enjoyable also for the other ones and for myself to draw today. Thank you, Liana. Thank you, Kira. Bob was here. Also an amazing channel, by the way. Check that one out. Altek is a gaming content creator, so check him out if you're interested in Valheim, for example, or what's the name? Pillars of Eternity, I think. He plays that one a lot. And yeah, thanks to everybody else who has been dropping by or haven't chatted but still came and watched. Thank you very much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. I hope I will see you in the next live stream, or watch out for one of the upcoming time-lapse videos. I'm always forgetting the words. Thank you very much, and goodbye.